sunshine and her springness that she's ahead of us here where we are, anyways. And she's come to help us get an energy detox this morning. So if you want an energy detox and you want your friends to get an energy detox, invite them in, share this out, say hello to everybody, let us know where you're coming from, and share it out. And you can join us too later on wherever you get your podcast. So when you want to revisit all the magic that Kira's bringing, you can listen again while you're doing your chores. So, Teresa, how about introducing Kira because you have a special relationship with Kira? How about doing that?
You know, I want to say something. I do. I've had so many adventures with Kira this lifetime and past lifetimes. I remember she and I being a dragon and we were summoned. We talked about that one time, and we were summoned to help hold space for someone who was doing a powerful ceremony at that time. And it was so exciting. And I do. Kira takes care of me in a very, very special way. So as a friend and a mentor and a teacher, and when it comes to Qigong, I knew how to do the moves before, but Kira takes the time to show you, okay, see, the energy's coming up here, and here's where it's going down. And she shows you what it means and why you're doing this and that and stuff. And so she took my whole practice deeper and has helped me to listen to my own body more. And I don't know why I don't, but when I work with Kira, I am always returned to working with my body, which is perfect because right now it's like we listen to the body's wisdom and it helps with the earth's healing vibrations, right? So welcome, Kira. We're so glad to have you back with us again.
Oh, thank you, Teresa and Rhonda. And Bex. I know you haven't spoken yet, but I appreciate so much having this time with all of you and to be here. It feels like a special honor to be the Easter guest. I thought I should wear my bunny ears. Happy Easter, everyone! Oh, yes, we are so excited I'm so excited for this day because I feel the energy rebirthing. So when Rhonda said she's bringing the springtime because she's ahead of us, I was kind of laughing because it snowed yesterday and it feels really cold, and I was just feeling like I'm drinking like this warm broth that I made because I was feeling really cold today. And I feel like the energy, if we tune into the story that our Easter holiday represents, that most people, when they think of Easter, think of not of course we think of bunnies and newborn chicks, but we're celebrating the rebirth of Christ, right? And I'm thinking of that story, how he was taken into a crypt with a big stone, and I'm just feeling like, how cold is that? And that opportunity to go into the dark, cold depths in order to be reborn. And then this is just coming through just now, how only certain special people got to see him when he was reborn. And so this is a really special, sacred, precious moment that we get to share together. And I'm feeling like it's just such a great honor to be with all of you today, with these beautiful ladies and all of you out there. If you're dropping in here today for the rebirthing energy detox that we're bringing to you today, that means that you are holding a very special place in this life, a very special place at this particular time in this life. And what you're bringing is really important. So I really invite you to drop in deeper. Like Teresa said, that I have helped her drop in deeper. I invite you to take advantage of our time together, to drop in deeper and really touch in with that part of you that needs to come forth and needs to come forth and be seen and recognized and witnessed at this time. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Woot woot. That was
That's
fun.
beautiful. I think the part you're talking about with us, the darkness and being in the darkness and the cold and embracing it, like the energies right now that we're experiencing and the energies we're going to be moving into with the eclipse season coming up at the end of this month and into next month is very much the energy of embracing the darkness so that we can move back into the light in a new, more open, allowing sort of way. And I think that this Easter just feels so much different as far as like we've got a deeper understanding, a deeper sense of what we're doing here, what we need to show up with, and who we really are,
Beautiful, Bex. Absolutely. I love that. And as you were speaking, I was also reminded how the seeds need the dark to grow. Seeds don't really grow well if we just throw them out in the sunshine and throw a bunch of light on them, right? They need the dark. I always think of seeds like not just needing the dark and not just needing the moisture, because they do, but also there's a sense of like being held by the earth, like the pressurizing, or like when you get a really loving, warm, gentle hug. And so really recognizing the nourishment available in taking the time together as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's for sure.
Beautiful. So what are we talking about as far as being reborn? Like we say that a lot, we bring that in, like every year in the spring there's this rebirth. But I think that there's so much more to it now than there has ever been before. So can you kind of give us some like shed some light on it and bring us into a better understanding?
Yeah, thank you, Bex. I appreciate the opportunity to reflect more deeply. Because I work with the trees, the first metaphor that's coming through is how trees are growing for their entire life. And every winter, especially trees that lose their leaves, it's really obvious to us, but even the trees that don't lose their leaves, the evergreen trees that cycle through in more subtle ways, they go within in the winter, and they really go within and draw deeper on their inner reserves. And then when the spring comes and the water is falling down and the air is warming up, they come back to life. And it's interesting when we think of trees. I also had the snake metaphor come in when you said rebirth and the shedding. And trees shed in the fall, and then they build a new layer. Their entire outer body becomes new every spring. They're always growing more and more layers, and so there's this sense of shedding and becoming new, and then there's a sense of fortifying that's coming through really strongly. And I think this is what is especially strong now that maybe hasn't been in the past, is this sense of fortifying, that we can shed and we can be vulnerable and open up and allow our tenderness to come out. But this year, more than ever, I'm feeling a need to not only say what needs to be cleared out, but what needs to be strengthened within me. What needs to be nourished and really honored at this time, because we're being asked to step up to new levels right now. We've been witnessing a lot of constructs falling apart over the last couple of years. And there's this sense of hope this spring that wasn't really there the last couple of years, but it's a tempered hope. It's like, okay, can I be strong enough for what's coming? We've spent our entire lives with all of our traditional mythologies telling us that everything will fall apart in order for this rebirth. And so that's what I'm really witnessing, is we get to really allow that within ourselves. So if you've been feeling personally like your world is crumbling around you, nothing is what you thought it was, nothing is ever what it seems, is there anything I can trust or believe in? Then this is really your opportunity to say, okay, I am strong enough and brave enough and true enough to my own personal integrity that I can allow all those things that I thought were true that now I'm finding are not, to crumble away. And I can really honor that. And if it brings up grieving, then honor that as well, because this is a really powerful time for us as light workers to fully step into our power. And I know for me, it's been a lot of self-inquiry and like, okay, I'm questioning everything. I'm allowing myself to really question everything. So I hope that I answered your question,
It
Bex.
does. It does. And, it's funny because there's a journey that I've been on, a personal journey that I recently became aware of, how, being an empath, and I know that we all are, it has, this past couple of years have really sent our central nervous systems into complete chaos, because we're constantly feeling the collective. And even when we do try to unplug a little bit, it's just it's there, you just can't ever really shake it. And so I recently have been like, okay, I really need to be able to find a way to manage my emotional body more, to be able to become, so I've been looking up how to become more emotionally independent, so that I can still be okay no matter what's going on around me, no matter what's going on collectively or anything like that. And I think that's the big part, that's the fortifying, right? Is that we're learning. 2 years ago, there was a big thing, a big understanding that we were going to need to start looking within and stop looking without for answers, right? For validation and confirmation for all those things. And so for 2 years, everything that we had been holding on to kind of got shaken loose, right? It kind of got shifted in ways that we weren't really ready for consciously, but of course our souls knew what was coming. So it pushed us to really have to go within and start to find a deeper understanding in ourselves of why we've identified with these things for so long, and how we can learn to gracefully let go of them, even in the face of chaos. So now I think that we've been able to kind of come into that inner peace of reflecting back on where we've been and where we're at now, and seeing the shifts and changes that we've made, but knowing that the emotional independence is such a big step of how we can really allow ourselves to observe without attachment. And I think that's our big our big shift now, I feel, is definitely collectively we need to learn how to be supportive without allowing ourselves to take on everything, that we can still be there and be present, but we don't have to feel everything all the time. And that for me has been a big lesson.
Yeah, that is a really good one, Bex. And this is why I find it so important to spend time in nature, and daily if possible, because then we're able to tap into that inner reserve. We're able to connect to the joy of being that is not dependent on our outside circumstances or what's going on in the world. And really, and also we're able to shed anything that we have picked up from the collective that is not ours, by taking that time with the and even if you're not out in the wilderness in nature, for me, just having the sky over my head is enough in and of itself. I mean, preferably there's a tree or a flower or something growing, but literally it can just be taking a moment to be with the presence of the sky, to feel the earth and connect to that ground. And maybe there's a small patch of lawn or one little tree, and you can still really connect with that support that's available in nature.
Absolutely. And all the crystals, of course, we can always tap into that connection with nature as well when we're not able to get outside. I know it's been a long, cold winter here. So now that the sun's out, I'm definitely feeling so much more alive, you know, feeling that energy, feeling that more just connected, and it's beautiful. And it's so rejuvenating to finally be able to be in the warmth, you know, and feel that. And I know that you've got a little bit of snow right now, cold, but it's coming. It's definitely, we're going to get snow tomorrow night, they're saying now. And I'm like, it's all gone. Why do we need more? Like, come on.
There's always that little bit left over in April.
Yes.
April is the cruelest month. They're not kidding, right?
It
Gives you
yanks
that
us
hint of,
apart.
brings it back. But
Yeah.
the sun is still warm, like you say.
Yes,
Like
it
you can
is.
just basking in the sun and just closing your eyes and facing the sun, I think is so, like it just charges you up. You can get all those codes in and all that light, and it changes your brain chemistry, just letting that sunlight stream in through your third eye. And you know, that's why cats spend all that time in the windows, I'm sure.
Yes. Dogs do too. They love sunbathing. It's fun to watch them.
I think we can photosynthesize that way in a different way.
Yes.
So getting out there. But have you got any other tips for us after this long, cold winter, how we can sort of rebirth with you?
Oh, did I lose?
Yeah,
Oh,
we lost Rhonda.
Rhonda. It was Rhonda, not me. Okay.
No, it was Rhonda. Oh, there she is.
I'm not sure why. Must be that long, cold winter. I just wondered if you had personal tips that you do to, you know, sort of bring your body out of this semi-hibernation we've been in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, for me, movement is so important. And I do a lot of, as Teresa said, Qigong is a big part of my practice. Yoga is a big part of my practice, and breath work is really important. And so I find when we're trying to break loose and move energy, moving meditations are more helpful to me than seated meditations. Sometimes I really need to like lie down and just meditate or sit and be still. But I think at this time of year, it really helps me to do more movement and more active activities. So going for hikes is a really good way to, and then I had the pleasure of getting to go to on a little for wildflower forest meadow hike the other day, and to witness the flowers coming to life, even if like maybe where you are there are maybe just crocuses starting, or just like the buds are just starting to come out on some of the trees. And to witness that, I think really nourishes that within ourselves, to witness everything coming to life. And definitely cleansing physically. This is a really good time for physical cleansing. It's not quite warm enough to do like a full-on juice fast or something like that, but cleansing with herbal teas and broths. And we tend to eat a lot more starches and sugars over the winter. And so kind of letting your body let go of those winter comfort foods slowly in a way that feels really good and nourishing to you, I think is really valuable in terms of awakening that part of you that needs to be rebirthed.
So this would be the last day for those chocolate stuff.
Not in my world.
Yes. Well, maybe not.
Well, chocolate's good.
That's all year round for me. All year round. It's okay.
But not maybe some of the
And
junk.
cleansing can come in a lot of different forms, right? So we can just do a daily morning cleanse where maybe instead of jumping right into a big breakfast, we take a little more time with our tea, our herbal tonics, or some people like to do hot water with lemon first thing and then wait 30 minutes before having coffee or other things. So it can be really simple. It could be saying, oh, what is the one thing? For me, it was bread and butter. The one thing that I was eating again that wasn't really serving my body. So maybe there was one or two things that we can let go of to cleanse out. I know right now, if you are someone who follows Catholicism or Muslims were also fasting, that we just got through Lent. Now it's Easter. People aren't like saying, now let's cleanse. but there is kind of, for me, in this sense of rebirthing, for me this time around, I'm really thinking, are there things that I want to really put down? Is there anything? And this may or may not be where you are at right now, but it is a really good time for it. If there's something, if there's a habit, a habitual pattern, which doesn't have to involve food or drink, but it might involve food or drink, a habitual pattern that it's time to lay down. And maybe you've known for a long time that it was time to lay it down, but you weren't quite having the discipline or the fortitude. I think this is part of what I was talking about fortitude. There may be something that it's time to lay down for good, or for a long time. And it's a good time to look at those things. And I wouldn't say jump into, oh, now tomorrow I'm giving up chocolate, because then you might disappoint yourself.
But maybe it's time to add something in, like making sure you go out for an hour a day outside, where you might have only gone out, to grab your mail and come back in. Now it's make a conscious effort to go out, or maybe include those herbal teas, because they're not always fun stuff, but some of them, you get used to them, then you start craving them after a while, because they are really good. But at first, they're kind of like the bitter teas are always good for cleansing, but it's something you have to get used to, right?
Yeah, that's what I really like to recommend, adding in the things and kind of letting the unhealthy habits get pushed out by adding in more healthy habits. I really like that. That's definitely the way to go.
That's cool. So have you got something for us to show? Or you were going to talk about what you might want to do? Like, now, do you have a mind detox or an energy type detox, or some little movements you can show us? I know you like to do them big and moving, but we're kind of on the small screen, so it's kind of hard to
I know. I did have some ideas, and I really kind of like to drop in intuitively and not overplan what I'm going to share in these times, because I feel like whoever's here gathering has particular needs, and I'm really feeling a lot of clearing out in the lungs is actually what's coming up, using the breath and of course, then we don't have to do the big movements, but a little movement with the breath is really good. And actually right now I'm feeling, I think the reason I was feeling that is because I'm feeling that there's someone or someones who are tuning in today or later who maybe have some extra constriction around the lungs. And this could be a physical, like asthma or COPD, or something more energetic, where it's a grief that is not fully processed, that needs to be just softened around so that it can move. It's really important when it's grief that it's not a pushing out or a pushing away, but rather an allowing for that grief process to happen. And so I want to start actually with just a little gentle tapping around the heart and lungs area. And so if you want to stimulate your immune system, then really focus on the center of the sternum here. And as we pause here on the sternum, tune into the vibration that's coming out from your sternum, from the tapping, vibrating out across your chest, relaxing the shoulders, and just begin to tune into allowing in more breath. And then we're going to come out to the lung points on the sides of the chest. And as we get into these lung points, tapping, feel that vibration moving through the shoulders into the back of the heart, and welcome in an even deeper breath. And sigh it out. Let's do a few of those sighing breaths with the tapping. Your lungs are really tight. It's, again, not pushing to go deeper, just allowing in a little more. And now let's gently massage these lung points and the heart and lungs. Thank you all for the confirmation that I was on point for you today. And now let's get in a little deeper to these lung points. So we're going to do one at a time now. So the lung meridian in Chinese medicine is starts at the front of, I'm wiggling my shoulder so you can see I'm touching my actual shoulder joint here where the arm connects. So it's the pec minor is the muscle under there. And it's like there's a little hook here that's the beginning of the lung meridian. So taking a little bit of time to massage in here and find where maybe your points are closer to your rib cage and maybe your points are closer to your biceps. There's a tendon, there's a bicep tendon here that can sometimes be really connected. Maybe it's right in between the bones. So once you find that point, I saw Teresa find one. Once you find that point, then just gently pulse onto it, pressing in and releasing. We'll do that about 10 or 15 times. Breathing, remember to breathe. And then we'll hold it, breathing into it, and spiral gently, going deeper. Deeper. Notice if your breath starts to ease, and then spiral out, going lighter, lighter, lighter. Yay, Nancy. You are welcome. So good to see you here. And now we do what's called make nice, especially when we get a really tender point. We want to give it a nice, loving, gentle massage. And now we're going to go all the way down the lung meridian. The lung meridian goes down the inside thumb side of the arm and out the tip of the thumb. So just brushing down. And then hold the tip of your thumb and pull gently. And as I pull on the tip of my thumb, I'm completely giving the weight of my arms into this tension, going across my body and relaxing the shoulders, and just gently shake it a little bit, releasing any more stagnation in that lung meridian. Send it out. And then just take a moment to relax in between sides and feel the difference. Can you feel more energy flowing on that side of your body that you just massaged? Maybe you can even feel that lung is expanding a little bit more. I feel like that whole side of my body has more space and more ability to move energy. So let's do the other side. We don't want to neglect the second side. So do the same thing. First, just gently massaging into the tissues right around the joint of your shoulder. Sometimes I like to move where I'm massaging to help me get in, because if it's really tight, it won't really let you in. Just kind of exploring at first, where is the point for me? This side for me is right in towards my rib cage, a little bit less than it is up towards my arm. Oh, now I found the one that's right in the lung point. So once you find it, then just pulse onto it. Just gently going a little deeper each time and then releasing. And then pause, hold it right at the point of tenderness and breathe. And then spiral in a little deeper, like you're gently drilling a hole in to open that point up a little more. And then spiral out, growing lighter and softer. And then make nice, gentle massage, sealing in the healing. And then we'll take it out the tip of the thumb. Shh. And this sound can help. Shh. Especially if you are dealing with grief. Shh. Now hold the tip of the thumb, relax the shoulders, and gently vibrate. Welcoming in a deeper breath, perhaps releasing with that sound. Shh. And then pull it off, release the hands, and take a couple of breaths, just noticing what is moving, what has perhaps come to the surface to be released, what is perhaps being strengthened within you, so that you can be reborn as a more authentic, more confident, more clearly present version of yourself. And let's do one more lung exercise. Turn your palms down on your lap, and with your next inhale, feel the breath as a puff of air lifting your hands up to the height of the chest. Exhale, relax your shoulders, resting onto the energy beneath your hands, and bring the first finger and thumb together as if grabbing a silken cord, and inhale, pull it apart, opening the chest, bring the hands even slightly behind you. Exhale, turn the palms up and bring them back to the front. We'll do a few breaths like this, finding more mobility in the upper rib cage. So each inhale, opening the heart forward, the shoulder blades move towards each other in the back. Each exhale, as my hands come forward, I'm rounding my back, my shoulder blades move away from each other. This can even become like a spinal undulation, calling in that serpentine energy. Let's do 3 more. Deeper and fuller. Last one, and with this one, hold at the inhale. Relax the shoulders as you hold the breath. Turn the palms up and exhale slowly and softly, coming back to center. And pause with your hands cupped, as if cupped at a crystalline spring of healing water, healing energy. See this energy of purification and renewal flowing into your hands. Receive it, feel it flowing down into your arms and filling your hands until it's overflowing your heart and your hands with pure light energy energy of purification. And with your next breath, draw it towards your face and bathe in that energy of purification. Bring it up and over your face, over the crown of your head, down the back of your head, down the neck, across the tops of the shoulders, around and under the armpits, coming onto your back as high as you reach, and then down the back, coming down the outsides of the legs. You can actually bend down or just energetically send it down around your feet and back up the insides of your legs, through your belly and back to your heart. And let's just pause for a moment and tune into the energy of the heart, feeling how by opening your lungs and creating more space, there's now more room for your heart to heal and be reborn. So tune into what your heart is bringing forth for you to witness right now. What seed is slowly awakening within you to blossom into the full expression of your heart? Taking a few more breaths. Instead of taking breaths, receive the breath as if something greater were breathing into you. Invite that breath to go wherever you need extra nourishment, love, and kindness. And allow yourself to really witness what is being reborn within you at this time, in this moment, in this full presence of awareness. And now wrap your arms around you in a loving hug and feel that sense of being held, of safety, security, and nourishment that really allows your seed to grow healthy, strong roots, stalks, leaves, and beautiful blossoms. Just really take a moment to honor yourself, that love that you are, that love that you hold, the love that you bring. And let's come back into our call. Thank you, ladies.
Oh, thank you. If anybody in the audience has something to share, please share it out to everybody. That was amazing. I can really feel my lungs opening up. I feel them opening up. My heart space opening up. Accept more joy. More joy. Come on in.
More love.
Yeah.
I was not ready for the tenderness on my left side. It was really, really tender. I was just like, ow, 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 but it didn't hurt at the end. I know, I was trying to like flinch and like, but it was, I mean, the right side wasn't as tender, but the left side was really, so obviously there was definitely something going on here that I've been needing to release. It was very powerful. And when you said, what seeds are you planting? I saw a beautiful sparkly rose, a pink one. Yeah, it was beautiful. I just felt so much love. Like there was.
What color was your rose?
Pink.
Pink. Okay. Wow.
Nice.
I love that, Bex. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. That was amazing.
So wonderful. Yeah, I really appreciate what you both shared about the expansiveness that came in, and I think it's such a good reminder that just giving a little bit of attention to our breathing mechanism can be a really powerful healing. And thank you for sharing that, Melissa. That definitely points to a need to give more attention to this area that it made you cough. So I really encourage, for me, taking care of this part, like in terms of self-massage, even if it's really light and gentle, I like to really get in there because then I get the quick results. It's just so powerful. The breath is our primary nutrient. It's the only thing that we do from the moment we're born to the moment that we die. It's the only thing that we do without thinking about it that we also can consciously change. In yoga, the breath is called the penetrating body, pranamaya kosha. And that's because it takes us from our most spiritual to our most dense and everything in between. It connects all of our parts. So I think that's why it came through as such a strong place to focus our energy detox rebirthing today, is because that's really when you suddenly take a deeper breath after maybe you've been breathing shallow, or I don't know if you've had a respiratory illness and then experience what it feels like the day when you wake up and you can breathe again. It's like being reborn, right? And so I really appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit of practice to help with that today.
Yeah, it's so important for us to massage this area to move the toxins that we actually build up physically in our lymph system here. It's for our breast health and for um, just our general health. And I think like wounds of the heart, we build up those toxins and wounds, and we store a lot of sadness in our lungs. And just moving that really helps the energy in our whole body. Eh? And you, like you said, you don't realize how bad it is till you touch those spots. And because I don't know, we don't touch ourselves enough. I guess maybe that's the problem. We don't take that time to massage our areas and find those points of tension and everything else that we carry unconsciously, holding our shoulders up around our ears and all those things that we do that are bad habits that we've created in our body.
Yeah.
Ah, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Oh, Rita was saying I feel being stuck with COVID, with the COVID lockdown. Yeah, like physically being stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it has been very challenging for me to have less travel in my life, for sure. And I feel you, Risa, being stuck with the COVID lockdown. So I wonder, how can you free yourself within that feeling of being stuck? How can you get your personal energy moving? And so doing these movements when sometimes we can't go anywhere. Before there was a COVID, I felt trapped here because for financial reasons. There was a time when I felt like I was trapped here and I wanted to be somewhere else. And it came really clear to me that I wasn't going to be physically free until I felt free here in this place that I was feeling stuck. And so I really encourage those things like see if you can see a sunrise or a sunset every day. See if you can get yourself outside and look at the sky. See if you can get your body moving. Yes, get back into your yoga, whatever that is for you.
Yeah.
Go look at the moon. It was beautiful.
Look at the moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
And
gorgeous
sunrise.
this full moon.
Yeah, just getting up a little earlier and just taking that part of the day for you, and going to bed a little earlier and giving that space of that time to you for your rest, and getting up, using that at the other end of the day just for you is always a good way.
Yes, yes. Definitely using the breath with the massage, using the massage with the breath. Key. I feel like the breath is the key. So that must be why I wanted it to come through today. It was definitely needed. I feel much lighter and more open from bringing you through that.
Yeah, there's a big release.
Feels like there's more air to breathe.
Yeah, yeah.
And now my nose is running. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Release it.
Release
Yeah,
it.
really see.
Clear it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they so I'm feeling, because you mentioned your nose running, and I know there are people that are maybe dealing with long-term lung issues. Anything respiratory can be really helped by getting a big handful of rosemary. You can also add in other breathing essential oils, sage, thyme, peppermint. Peppermint is really strong, so you have to be careful with the peppermint. And get a big pot of boiling water. Boil your rosemary. Add your essential oils very lightly, like I said, on the essential oils if they're strong, and then put a towel over your head. Set a timer for 10 minutes, put the towel over your head, and just breathe that steam for 10 minutes. And it can completely knock out right away if you do get a bug, upper respiratory bug. It can take care of seasonal allergies as well, long-term lung health. If you have a chronic issue, this can be a way to actually really shift it if you can do it daily or even twice a day.
Great. Thank you so much, Keira. Keira, tell us what you're doing in your work right now, and what's coming up for you. And I know you have a subscription service, and what's going on with you. You have like a special a group of people that you invite in.
Yeah, I have created the Healing Warrior community because it came really strongly that what is needed to come through me is to really help people be on track with a daily practice plan. And so what I do in the Healing Warrior community is I show up 3 times a week for movement energy cultivation classes based in qigong, dance, yoga, breath work, meditation, and then we also do monthly group healing sessions. And we do I'm offering a private session with the first month when you sign up. And I'd love to, I don't know if I dropped the proper links, but it is on my website at practiceselflove.com. And I'd love to offer anyone who wants to try this membership out, who is watching this video now or later, if you enter coupon code EMPOWER22, you can get your first month for just $22. And then you can see if you like it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All your info is in the links with this video, and it will be also with the podcast. So you can just check out the pages on wherever you get your podcast, or look on the YouTube or the Facebook replay, whichever is your favorite mode. You'll find all her links there, and you can get in touch with Keira through her webpage. And it's always so much fun to see you out in nature, talking to the trees and working out in nature. You've got such a spectacular place where you live. So I guess
Thank you.
It's a wonderful place, and the relationship you have with all the trees around your area. So
it's pretty spectacular where you live too, Rhonda. I had the pleasure of visiting Rhonda one time and visiting her trees, and I'm going to have to make it back there someday. It was really quite something.
Yeah, it's quite a. I'm blessed. I know I am, and we're blessed wherever we are when we take the time to see what we have right in front of us. And I think that's the biggest blessing we can give to ourselves, is just stop and look around and see how much we have. And that I think is a big thing, right? And appreciate that wherever we are at. I'm just looking out my window. It's very distracting for me because there's birds all around. It's like
the
squirrels.
Pretty soon the chickadees are going to be knocking on your windows wanting you to come out.
Funny you should
Exactly.
say that. They're out there, and I'm not sure if they're making a nest in something there or not.
Mhm.
But yeah, they do come and they follow around the windows with me now.
Or they follow you on your walks.
Yeah, they follow me on my walks, and if I'm in my bedroom cleaning, they'll see me and they'll flutter at the window and say, "Hey, bring me that. Bring me some more."
You're like borderline Cinderella now, huh?
Yeah, right. I wish I could get them to clean the house, though. That would be
That's
great.
next.
That'd be great. Clean that.
Teach them how to wash dishes. And
That would be awesome. So, Keira, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about besides your group? Have you got any workshops coming up either? Or
I'm working on a lot of things right now. I have been doing my I've been doing a longer energy cleansing workshop as well as a soul goal setting workshop, which I'm kind of alternating between. And I'm working on a lot of really exciting new programs that I'm not quite ready to put out yet.
okay. So if you're in your group,
Follow,
you'll hear about them first.
follow me. Yes, come to, and I just have set myself up to start going live again. So if you're wondering what happened to me on my Facebook and YouTube, I went live yesterday, and I'm planning to be coming out more. So you can check out Keira Lani Tree Gong Healer on Facebook and YouTube. Follow me on Instagram for just the updates and such. And I loved your TikToks that you're doing, Rhonda. I'm inspired to see if I get myself out there. I
If
have
I
not.
can figure it out, you can figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, I can figure it out. It's just getting myself to do it. So that's where we're calling in that extra discipline and fortitude.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes. Yeah, it doesn't take that long, but it's a fun medium. You just can't get sucked into the world of TikTok, or you could be there for hours.
it's all about balance.
That's exactly right.
But I would love to hear if anyone out there feels like you want to reach out and put in your requests. I really feel called to do a really complete self-massage course. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. I'm also working on a Eating with the Seasons course. And I have I'll be launching my 5-element healer certification. Actually, I'm not calling it 5-element, but elemental healing certification, because I work with the elements a little differently than most people do.
That's cool.
Just like everything.
just a different twist.
Just a little taster of what you might see coming if you do follow me.
Awesome.
That's exciting. I have questions. Yes, I have fun questions.
But Teresa, I was going to ask, does Teresa have anything to say? I love her. Sorry.
I was just having so much fun. I experienced so much, just not only listening. I experienced a lot, and then doing the things. So yeah, I've been having a fun time, guys.
All right. Well, then I guess I will ask Keira her questions. All right, Keira, here's question number 1. If you had to choose a song to be the theme song of your life, just for right now, what would that be?
I was realizing I forgot to think about this question before. As you said you were going to ask the questions, I was like, oh, well, what is my theme song for right now? And this is kind of funny, but I'm really feeling like my theme song right now is this new song that came through me recently. And I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to sing it or if I'm just going to say it. I'm not ready to sing the entire thing, but it goes, oh, the mountains of my heart, that is the place to start. In the mountains of my heart.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I love
Beautiful.
that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, second question. What is your favorite crystal that you're working with right now?
I would have to go with this. I feel like I might have brought this one to you all before. This
That looks like a dragon face from
Yeah,
the
it
side.
does. It looks like a
That is
dragon.
cool.
it is my dragon crystal. It is totally a dragon.
Yeah.
I love that.
This crystal, it's really funny because I got it and it was like this, right? I was looking at it like this, and then I went to and I almost gave it away twice, and each time it said no. I'm supposed to work with you. I got it when I was gift shopping, and when I first bought it, it was like, I am coming with you and you're not giving me away. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I tried to give it away and it said, no, I'm supposed to work with you. And then it just kind of sat in the box. I didn't do anything with it. And then I went to Pluto's cave, which is right outside of Mount Shasta. And I ended up having this giant piece of lava rock ask to come home with me.
Wow.
I was very surprised that I agreed because it was kind of heavy and I was climbing around on rocks and such. But then it was a very strongly a dragon stone, and I felt that. And then I came up to the box where this crystal was hanging out, and it was looking at me like this.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's cool.
and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a dragon. And this one actually comes from Peru.
Woohoo.
And it's it's been the one that's popping into my hand the most lately.
What is it actually? What is it? What kind is it?
Epidote.
Oh, wow.
okay.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gorgeous.
Epidote.
Beautiful.
Yes, I love it.
It's very earthy.
And then this pyramid, I thought this pyramid was actually what was coming when we talked the other day. This pyramid, it's a pyrite
Yeah.
pyramid.
Gorgeous.
This one came to me in the town of Mount Shasta. When I was there on retreat, the ladies I was with wanted to go crystal shopping, and I was determined that I was not buying anything. And I saw this pyramid, and the shop was closing. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to my uncle's funeral in a couple weeks, so we'll see if it's still here then, and then I'll get it. And this pyramid is such a powerful protector. I have used it to create spirals of protection for my travels. This pyramid traveled with me all the way to Florida and back in January, and really kept me safe and on the road, and healthy and strong. And so that one, I was like, oh yeah, you wanted to come on to spirit sessions, you can come too.
Awesome.
Welcome.
They're so good for abundance too. Pyrite is. It's a powerful manifestor of abundance and prosperity. Yeah. Very cool. I love it. That's gorgeous. Thank you for showing us those. The last question is, have you ever experienced extra dimensional intelligence? Meaning UFOs and visitation, or other experiences that you might want to share?
Well, I'm glad that you brought it in a little bit closer, because when you said extra dimensional intelligence, I'm like, okay, so every experience all the time.
Good point.
True. Like, not everybody gets to talk.
Rhonda, we got to revise that question, I think.
Oh, I just love everyone's interpretation. But
I do.
I think it's a great question, because when we spoke, some other things came into my mind, but when you said it today, I was like, that is so much been my life's path to experience extra dimensional intelligence. To experience extra dimensional intelligence for me really allows me to experience my own intelligence in a different way. To take the idea of intelligence out of the box of what can you learn in school, how quickly can you memorize things to pass a test, are you able to parse words out of sentences or do math problems. So often we get stuck in this concept of intelligence as an ability to perform in school, or an ability to create works that can show up in academia. And I remember as a teenager when I first recognized the broad spectrum of human intelligence, when a friend of mine who didn't do as well in school as I was the one who always could figure out a solution for what we needed when we were camping. And she would use sticks and, just create whatever we needed. And I realized that intelligence comes in so many forms. And so it is really, truly my passion to honor intelligence in all of its forms. And so, yes, I have had telepathic communications from Sasquatch. I have had visitations from UFOs, and really, really powerful, close ones at times. And I feel like the reason that those things show up is because we are open to that intelligence coming in all forms. And so I even started thinking about things like amoebas or sea sponges, or things that we don't really think of as intelligent. And how much actual wisdom is held just in the way that crystalline structures come together. And so right now I'm actually feeling that, because I know anyone who has followed me for any amount of time knows that I talk to trees and that they talk through me. And I'm recognizing an intelligence that wants to come through me in a new way. And I'm just welcoming it right now, and honoring and gratitude for the space that you ladies create here with Spirit Sessions, that this organic connection to a deeper intelligence, the intelligence of the universe, the intelligence of the creator, the divine source of all that is, and how strongly we can presence that just by choosing to be present. I hope that wasn't too far out there.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
I'm sure there's nothing too far out there.
No.
Is that true?
We like to go for the ride.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Get it all out. And everybody realizes that we're all far out there. We can wave to each other.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That was an amazing, amazing experience today, to be able to learn how to release some of that grief and open up our lungs and open up our hearts more. And I feel so refreshed. Thank you.
Stuff you didn't know was trapped. Gone.
Yeah, exactly. We never know, right? Until we actually actively check it out. We got to poke it to see.
Right?
We're doing that. We're walking around just poking ourselves. Okay, where does it hurt? If something needs to go.
But that's what I mean of how Keira has this knack of getting us more in touch with our bodies. I mean, here we have them all the time, but there's so much intelligence there. There's so much love and so much information that comes through just by taking the time, touching and breathing. And it's like, whew, that's what I love.
Absolutely. That self-massage course that you're talking about sounds very exciting. I think everybody should take that. It'd be very cool. Very powerful. Imagine all the healing. Good stuff. Awesome. Thank you so much. I just have to I just have to announce the winner real quick of the last week's share out, who won the Soul Spa meditation, a trip to Egypt, where you get to have an experience with Mott, getting a channeled message. You get a Reiki healing through it. And of course, Teresa's incredible guided meditation. She is a genius when it comes to giving guided meditations. And we'll be creating more Soul Spa meditations in the future. So this is just the first to kind of give everybody a taste. But the winner is Patty Husa. So congratulations, Patty. We'll be getting that meditation to you. And please take time to share this out today. Whoever showed up the most this week will win next week. And we'll announce at the end of next week's show. And next week we have Jim Perry, right, from Youth Map.
Yes, we do.
So
And
it's
he'll be
very
telling us,
exciting.
since he came on first, he's got a few more adventures. And we always say, he told us about his weird experiences first.
The full body apparition he told us last
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
That was cool.
He hadn't shared with anyone before. So
Yeah, that was
you heard it
Yeah.
here first.
Amazing.
breaking news.
Breaking news. But thank you so much, Keira. You're always in our hearts and our minds, and we keep an eye on you all the time. So thank you so much. Love you. All the best. Thanks, everyone. See you next week. Have a happy Easter, everyone. Have a great day.
Number.